everyone, welcome to PhotoPlay's YouTube channel and welcome back to Tuesdays with Tina. My name's Tina Smith and today we are creating pies. We're using two new die sets from the PhotoPlay Paper Say It With Stamps collection. This is the Holiday Pies die set, and then we also have the Thankful, Grateful, Blessed Say It With Stamps die. This is a very large greeting, and so I thought we'd put this bold greeting on the front of a background filled with pies. To create my pies, I think this My Colors Cardstock variety pack, this is the autumn vibes, but I thought the colors in here went perfect for fall. I thought the Gold Rush would be perfect for maybe a pecan pie. We have ginger for pumpkin. We have cranberry zing would make a great berry pie, and then we'll add a little bit of green to our background. So I'm going to trim down papers and we're going to build some pies. We're going to create a background filled with pies today, and there are so many fun pies in here. We're going to use this piece here, and this is actually the crust of the pie along with the lattice. I think the lattice is so pretty. So we are going to create the crust and the lattice top with, this is My Colors Cardstock. This is the Kraft. So we're going to die cut out several of these with the Kraft. That's going to be the base for our pies. And then we have these three colors. And I will take this piece and we're going to die cut out several on each one of these colors of cardstock. We have the Thankful, Grateful, Blessed die set. This is nice because it creates the greeting, and then it also creates the shadow. Now for the greeting, I'm going to bring in some pop-up foam, and also this is a chocolate My Colors cardstock. And we're going to die cut out the greeting with foam and the chocolate cardstock. Since this is a large greeting and we have large pies, I'm going to bring in a piece of vellum, and for the shadow of our greeting, I'm going to die cut out that with vellum. I have everything, I have all my pies die cut, and I am going to do a little bit of ink blending. Before we do that though, I'm going to go ahead and take the foam that we cut out, and it cut out beautifully, and then I'll take my chocolate cardstock. We're going to layer these together on top of the foam. That way we have a little bit of dimension to our card today. Okay, I'm going to take my greeting and then we're going to add this to our vellum. And we will tack this right down. I had to put a cardstock sheet underneath it because it was hard to see on that glass mat. I wanted to make sure it was centered. But there's our greeting. It's a very beautiful large greeting. I just love this. We're going to put this off to the side, and we are going to do a little bit of ink blending on our pies. I'm going to take some brown ink and a blending brush, and we're going to add some toasty edges to our pie. And we'll add some to the lattice as well. Now I'm going to continue with the rest of my pies. We have 6 pies to do, and I will be right back. Ink blending's all done. Now to create the pies, it's super duper easy. We're going to take our crust. We are going to add our filling. We will take our lattice and we will layer this. And our pie is done. And I'm going to continue on. We'll do a berry. As I'm making my berry pie, I do want to mention the reverse side of the cranberry is a matte. Okay, but when you flip it over, you have this beautiful glimmer or shimmer. And I'm using the matte side because I want them to all kind of coordinate. But you could very well do the glittery side. That's the best thing about the My Colors cardstock is you get a variety of textures and colors. These ones here have like a matte finish or just a regular cardstock. And of course the shimmer. And then this one has like a canvas or a woven texture. That's just what I love about the My Colors cardstock. We get a little variety in those packs. Okay, I'm going to continue on and create all of my pies. We're going to, now that my pies are all, they look so good. They look good enough to eat. I'm going to go ahead and take a white piece of cardstock and we are going to mat that on our green cardstock. Add a little bit of green to this. Now we have a home to put our pies on. We're going to go ahead and add some adhesive behind each of our pies. And I am going to overlap. The nice thing about overlapping on the pies is you can always use the extra pieces to fill in areas. And we are going to arrange these. Looks like 5 is the perfect amount, but the great thing is we can add this to the inside. I'm going to go ahead and flip around my panel here, and I'm going to trim away all the pies that are left over. So my background filled with pies is done. I love the way this looks. Okay, I did end up cutting it to the white panel, not the green, the edges on my pies. And we have lots of pie pieces left over. Don't throw these out because you can make another card with them. In fact, let's do that. I have 2 more panels using a white background this time. We're going to take our green cardstock and we're going to go ahead and add some pies to this one. I'm just going to line it up all the way to the edge, and then any of the straight lines we can add the leftover pieces. Even these small ones like this would fit perfect right here. And I'll trim away the excess on this. So now we have another panel filled with pies that makes a great focal point. Let's go ahead and layer this on our white background panel. So now we have another background panel, kind of a 2-for-1 card. And then we even have leftover pieces. So if you wanted to make this a little bit bigger, you could, or you could use these on the inside of your card, which would be really nice. Let's see. That's the nice thing about go ahead and add these to the inside. So any place that has a straight line, you can add pie to the inside. We'll do this piece on this card base. So don't throw away any of those negative pieces. So we have our card bases here and here. Now before we attach this piece to our card base, I'm going to bring in some twine. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it around vertically today, twice, and then I'll tie a bow down here at the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and I put glue behind my panel. We're going to adhere this to our card base. So there's not too much. Looks like there's a lot of dimension, but there really isn't. Now I'm going to do a little bit of a greeting surgery. I'm going to pull away my thankful from the vellum. We can even stretch our greeting, and to do that, what I'm going to do is snip away thankful. Since we're stretching our backgrounds, we're going to stretch our greeting too. So we're going to go ahead and trim away thankful from our vellum. My L popped off, so we'll add some more adhesive. I am going to round off okay, and then I'm going to use my scissors, and we're just going to follow along the grateful, very easy to do, and we shortened our sentiment. Now I'm going to take this sentiment, we're going to put some adhesive behind here. I'm going to tack this down on this card. Wonderful. You can still see the pies behind there. I think that's fabulous. Okay, so we have this piece we're going to use on this card. For this bonus card, we're going to add a little bit of the leftover ink from our blending brush on the very bottom and the front of our card base. And then we're going to add our pies. I did put foam tape behind here. We're going to place this right in the center. After we have our pies adhered, I'm bringing in another piece of cardstock. We're going to take the shadow die from our Grateful, Thankful, Blessed, and I'm going to die cut this out with some white cardstock. And then what we're going to do is adhere our thankful letters back in their home. And then we're going to do the same thing we did with our grateful. But this time it's going to be, we're going to trim away on the bottom. Wonderful. Okay, and then I'm just going to take my scissors and leave a little bit of a border. You kind of get, with the Thankful, Grateful, Blessed die set, you kind of get 3 for 1 if you want to stretch your supplies. So there's my Thankful. I'm going to add this, like, I'm going to place my greeting on towards the bottom. And lastly, I'm going to add some glitter glue, maybe a blob, on some scratch paper. Let's zoom in. Some scratch paper, and then I'm going to bring in a finger dauber. I'm going to pick up some of that glitter, and we are going to pounce it over our pie crust. This is going to give us sparkle, but it's also going to give us the illusion of it having sugar. I love putting sugar on my pie crust. And that will finish off my card project today. Thank you so much for joining me. We're stretching our supplies, kind of creating a 2-for-1 card with just 2 die sets really and some cardstock. But they're super fun. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day, and we will see you again real soon. Bye-bye.